everyone. Read an interesting article today that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. This article is about prostitution in Germany, and it stated that new legal reforms governing unemployment benefits for the unemployed, is now set up to where an unemployed woman, can be told that if she doesn't take a job as a prostitute, then she's gonna lose her unemployment benefits. And I'm in 100% complete support of this. Now, it's not that I want to see women prostitute themselves who don't want to. And by the way, I have nothing against prostitutes, and I don't look down on them. I think they're some of the most honest women around, but I think it should be done by choice. But when you really look at this, nobody's forcing these women to prostitute themselves, and the article frames it as though these women are being forced against their will into some evil sex trade. But they have a choice. They have a choice. They can choose to lose unemployment benefits. So nobody's forcing these women into prostitution. They're merely saying that if you want to continue to leech off the government teat, if women want to continue to use the government as a provider and vote in order to do so, then don't be surprised when eventually you'll be turned into the government's whore. Literally this time, not figuratively, not in terms of the votes for power and provision exchange that women have set up with modern day politicians. You see, you're not just going to be a whore in the sense that you have to vote for this politician in order to get your goodies. Now you're actually going to be a whore, and I'm not saying the word whore, as a pejorative. I'm literally defining what you will be, and I think it's fantastic that sometimes, in this case, women's proclivity and affinity towards using the state to extract wealth from men sometimes backfires on them. And so even though I'm not, jumping up in joy and saying, oh, yay, women are prostitutes when they don't want to be now, I think that anything that forces women to rekindle their relationship with the human survival instinct is a good thing. Anything that shows women the cold, hard nature of reality is a good thing. And so, of course, I'm in full support of that. And when you really look at this, of course, this sounds inhumane, and of course, this is going to earn me accusations of misogyny, which I welcome, by the way. I actually love your accusations of misogyny. Just please keep them coming. But what you should note is that even though it sounds bad and it sounds uncaring for me to say that I think that women who are unemployed and want to continue receiving these benefits should take a job as a prostitute, even though that seems cold and callous and unmerciful, remember what happens to men that are unemployed for a long enough period of time. You see, there aren't women willing to pay for an unemployed, homeless man's sex. No women are going to pay for that. So what happens to these men is, if they're lucky, they can find some homeless shelter after they can't afford to pay their rent and feed themselves. And maybe that homeless shelter will take them in. And if they're unlucky, well, maybe they can find some bus stop somewhere on a street corner. And if the cops don't kick him out of there, then maybe he can have some semblance of shelter for the night in the form of a bus stop. You see, nobody cares about homeless men and the fact that they're losing out on government benefits. They don't even get government benefits. It never even gets to the point where they can be receiving it, so that the government can tell them, okay, go prostitute yourself. And even if they could do that, no woman, there'd be no money in it. They'd make no money. So always, after I make a video which you deem, concerned trolls, deem particularly hostile to women and particularly uncaring to the plight of women, remember that in almost 98% of these cases, when I say something harsh about women, if you look for some kind of comparative situation with men, oftentimes our society is almost without exception permissive of a much, much worse fate for the man who's down on his luck and facing financial hardship. So that's all I really got to say for now. More videos to come this weekend, I hope, is going to be quite productive. Thanks for listening.